record.
Okay, 4 o'clock, we'll call the public works meeting in order, roll call, Sailor,
Here.
Surflu,
Yeah.
Mr. Martinson, Public
Yeah.
Works.
Yeah.
Motion to approve the agenda and approve the August 23rd minutes.
Sorry.
Motion by Radke, second by Sailor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I can hear no nays, that's approved.
Did you hear me say I made a motion while you were talking?
So a motion by Zerflu, second by Sailor. There, that's what
The
we'll
guy
do.
sitting right in front of you over there.
Public comments, we don't see any public comments, nobody is online, nobody is here. Chairman's comments, I have none at this time. Department, Public Works report, Mr. Martinson.
Just deep into the fall cleanup leaves and parks cleanups and getting ready for winter, so. That's kind of our main focus right now, and getting the tarring and a few of the roads patched up before winter, so. That's kind of what we'll be doing here the next couple weeks and getting ready for plowing season come Thanksgiving. We'll get the plows ready and one more load of salt to purchase and we'll be stocked up ready for the winter.
We had quite a bit of salt left over.
Yeah, I think we just need one load, so, well, 28 ton. So, that's the public works report, unless you guys have any questions.
I have none. Anybody have any questions of Mr. Martinson?
Nope.
Hearing none, discuss the 2024 budget.
So last meeting, I brought you guys the same pamphlet for budget. The only changes we made, if you wanna turn to page 9, which is page 2 on your pamphlet, after some concerns and emails back and forth from the administrator. He wanted us to relook the budget over, so I sat down with Diane, we looked over the budget. And made a couple different cuts at it to get sent back to the administrator, which then will get sent to FHR. The first one would be the roads and street maintenance. There's a little red arrow by it if you look at it. That's the patchwork, traffic paint, crack filling, things like that. If you flip over the next page, we took that down to 109. This year was 130 is what it was. We went down to 109 in 2004. So we made a cut on the streets and roads maintenance budget, and then the next line down below is the streets and roads capital improvement fund. We made $100,000 cut out of that. To help with the numbers when the whole village budget, so when it's all said and done. You wanna look at page 12 of the budget. This year's public works is looking at 810,567.19. That's up from 2023 from 710,225. So about $100,000 increase. Some of that is to do with recycling and garbage, and then also putting money in the streets capital fund for equipment to purchase a new end loader that we still need half of. We have half the funds in the 400 account. We need to add a little bit for that to purchase that item in 2024.
So roughly about 80,000.
Yes, so, I guess that just so everybody's aware, we did make some, some cuts from our original numbers. But I still believe that the numbers are tight, but it should be able to work and get the things and the jobs done at a high level that we need to do. Anybody have any questions?
I guess just comment that, I appreciate that you worked with Diane and made some cuts to make the budget work. Plus, we can still end up getting an end loader, which we desperately need. The only other comment I have is to the other trustees is that I've noticed that we've pushed off here now another year is a new pickup truck for Public Works Director. So I know that we were supposed to purchase one last year, but we took that out to balance the budget. And again, we don't have that. How is your truck holding up?
Yeah, I mean, we'll make the best of it. Like I said, it's a need replacement, but we'll make it up. We have other ones here, so we'll get by. I mean, the end loader is the most important thing, and that's, essentially when it comes down to it, needs 2 new tires, which are 5,000 a piece, so 10 grand, plus it's got a main ram that's starting to leak. So either we stick 20,000 into it, or we do this deal right now, get rid of it. The numbers have come in, I mean, we're roughly trading, we're gonna get 57,000 for the one we have right now. So we'll be in a brand new end loader, for about 142 we'll be paying for with trade-in, so. That's kind of the main focus, that, that's our number one equipment for picking up snow, and now with across the river, we do anything tree and brush pickup over there. We got somebody to drive all the way over there, that's reliable to get over there and do the tree and brush and grass services that we're gonna supply to across the river. That's not even including the budget, and we're gonna be giving all them service of grass pickup, brush pickup. We didn't increase them lines, so we're feeling comfortable, we can do those services across the river with no increase in line items. So, which is salary, but. The town leaves are slowing up, trees are getting cut down the village, so hopefully it equals out across the river, but. We'll have to just play it out and see where it is at the end of next year and come back with a. Budget number for salaries and obviously salaries and equipment across the river.
I have a couple questions.
Yep.
You said. Is it road and streets capital outlay that 100,000 was going into?
Yeah.
So that shows 0 right here.
Yeah, we're not putting anything in there. 2024, we budgeted 0.
Yeah, so the $100,000 increase in the budget, you said was going where? From last year to this year?
It's good, if you look at,
Was that a capital outlay?
if
Was
you
that,
look at the street machinery, capital improvement,
oh, that's for the unloader?
the unloader. And then if you look at the line items, the recycling, the garbage pickup and things like that, if you look at that on the last page. There was some increases there from 31,000 to 37, 55 to 56,000.
And then the wheel tax,
Yeah.
I don't like
Get
the
rid of
word
that.
tax. But it says 130,000 for the current year, proposed for 2024, or 155 for end of year estimate in 2023, and then 0. Oh no, 109,
109, that's what we cut.
no wheel tax.
So the wheel tax, if you look at, it's already chip sealing on the page before.
Yep.
The chip sealing, we do 50,000, the wheel tax is closer to
It's like
50,000.
So why is it listed here at 130,000 under wheel tax? The current year budget? And maybe it's just a.
It's a type, it shouldn't be, it should have been, it should have been, that's a total, 130,000 is the total money that was put in that budget line for patchwork, traffic paint, shoulder work, chip sealing, crack filling. Was all
So
in,
really, that shouldn't say wheel tax,
no, the wheel tax the page before,
and that's.
it should be chip sealing, yes.
I was like, holy crap, we're getting 155,000 wheel tax,
No,
What are we getting actually for wheel tax?
just about 50,000.
with 100% goes in the roads, right?
Yep, that, it's all chips in. Remember, I have that 10-year chip seal plan, which is all including the wheel tax.
And lastly, if you want a truck, get a truck. You guys are the focal point of the village, driving around and says Village of Port Edwards on the door.
What did I tell him yesterday when he stopped by? The same damn thing, when you gonna get rid of that rust bucket?
I see Nakusa's got brand new trucks now. What's his name, still driving around, but rusty, whatever. Not that your truck can't make it another year or two, but if everybody else is asking for stuff, then put it in there. Add another 30 grand or whatever it is. You get a 3/4 ton?
Yeah, we haven't even priced, I mean, we can,
I would add it in there.
that's totally up to you guys, and this is your,
If you need a truck, cause if you didn't get one last year, if you don't get one this year. I know what they're gonna say, we've already gone 2 years without it, what's another year? What's another year? Put it in there, you should have a replacement life schedule for each one of those vehicles.
we just keep
You
taking it out.
Keep taking it out.
Kicking it down the road, so I would add it in there. And have them cut somewhere else.
Well, then we'll do is we'll go to, obviously, this will be presented next Tuesday,
That's
or,
my opinion, I don't know how you guys think, but.
Well, I mean, we can't keep pushing off your truck.
I guess I'm gonna have a side note for Diane, and she, when she brings the budget and presents it with the administrator next week. Thursday, I'll make sure she has that on a piece of paper, because right now, obviously, with, she has a budget, all these numbers in her budget form, so I'll have her add that separate for that pickup.
So her numbers right now will equalize the budget. Will balance the budget.
Yeah, right now, her budget, I believe, is balanced. So that's why we had to,
Minus 30 grand for your new truck. I don't know, you guys are just a driving billboard, and I think you guys, at least for that equipment, drive around and it looks good for the village, so. If we gotta cut 30 grand from somewhere else, cut 30 grand from somewhere else, but that's my opinion.
Okay,
And then the last, I was gonna question on the budget worksheet, the last piece of paper that I have for you guys is the water wastewater increase. Obviously, there's no motion, it's more just for you guys for update to know where you're at. The wastewater and water budget is almost done. Obviously, it's totally separate from the general budget that operates on its own. We're just waiting, water bills are due tomorrow, so that revenue's kind of change out, and then we'll have an idea where it's gonna be. I do believe that it's gonna be no big changes there. But there's something to keep in mind that in 2023, actually this September, our water went up 2.5%. People won't actually see that until their January water bill coming up after Christmas. So we did have a 2.5 increase on water. If you kind of look back, you know, in the previous, we were doing wastewater, you know, we weren't doing one or the other. And so we have the water starting end of 2023, but they actually won't be billed to the residents till 2024. And that's controlled by the PSC. The village has no control over the water increases.
Water or wastewater?
Water, PSC runs the water, which the village has no control. Wastewater, the village can do whatever. Some of our thinking with Diane and I is, if you look on the bottom, the wastewater plant loan is gonna be up in May of 2024. That'll be the final payment, so we get rid of that loan payment. Obviously, we do have some other things out there, but that'll give us a better idea moving into 2025 budget. We won't have that big payment anymore. That doesn't mean there's an increase, because as we all know, we've been running that wastewater plant at basically deficit, so hopefully we'll be able to run that plant self-fund itself through the utility bills.
And then we shouldn't be able to have a need to raise wastewater for a little bit
Absolutely.
until we're back in the.
You know, we're gonna do a few maintenance things, but hopefully we keep it within our budget and, not have an increase.
What is your recommendation on how long that place is gonna last? When it's paid off, it's 20 years.
You know, there's gonna be some pumps and stuff, but I don't see
Maintenance.
anything major, you know, $10,000 a year that we're gonna be able to control. I don't see any big,
Nothing within the next 10 years where we gotta
no.
build a new one.
No, our lift station will be the biggest thing. We have the 3 lift stations in town, and those may need some TLC coming up, but the plant itself is in good shape. I don't see anything there. I've been working with Ken. We're kind of keep evaluating things over the next year, just so we come to you guys the next year. We'll have a good plan of what the next 10 years are gonna be for maintenance for the wastewater plant.
So the last question I got is, I've never been on this board to not run in the red for wastewater. So once we start getting into the black, what are all those funds gonna be used for?
Hopefully we can. start-
Minus maintenance. and
Hopefully we can start replacing mains in the town and build
Using that to.
build them back to the wastewater. So we do a street project, the water can pay for the water piping, wastewater can pay for the wastewater, and then out of that 100,000 we cut out, we can pay for the blacktopping, the curb and the gutter in the storm. So that will be our goal, is that the wastewater plant will be able to pay for the infrastructure lines throughout the town. So that's the goal at the end of the day, is to be able, the utility to be able to fund itself from the wastewater plant all the way through town and the piping. Cool. But like I said, once that loan payment gets off, we'll have a good idea what's in that budget. Yeah. Anybody have any questions on the wastewater, water?
do you have anything that came in late? So, yeah.
Nope, I don't think so. If I
Okay.
do, I'll just ask Ben.
I think the biggest, and just for Betsy's sake, is we just cut the 100,000 out of the capital improvement.
Right,
You know, and then we cut another 15-20 out of the streets and roads maintenance.
okay,
To get balance that budget, working with Diane, so that's the only reason I brought that sheet to the board.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, old business, only old business was, did you hear anything back from, Roland Hawk about County Truck Z, and he was gonna come back at the end of October?
He gave me a rough, not a hard copy, so a rough, so this is verbal, he figures it's gonna be right around 100,000 to, basically take the egret that's there and hammer it down, bulldozer it up or whatever to break it down and then repave that road. I haven't had exact, I said, give me a hard copy so I can present you guys. So until I have a hard copy from him, but his name and signature, I think it's gonna be within the 100,000, but he's gonna work on that to try to get us a hard copy.
That's total, that's for the machine and, I mean, just rough.
Yes, rub blacktopping and everything.
He told me the same thing about 3 weeks ago after a committee meeting up there at the county, so. If it's still the same 3 weeks later, he's pretty well firm on it.
And that's pretty much what we have known for years, about 100,000.
I guess we'll have to decide at that time when he comes back with hard numbers, what we wanna do.
Yeah, I'd like to get those numbers, and then if, you know, you'd like to go with me, we go to Grand Rapids and sit and actually present them that piece of paper that came from the county and, you know, what we're looking to stick in the road and see if we can get any help, which I think we all know what's gonna happen, but at least at that point, we have a hard copy and a price instead of wishy-washy.
I'll go to the Saratoga meeting and stare at Peterson.
Yeah, we could go to the meetings and present it, and if they say no, no, and then we'll
When
make
you
a
go to
decision
Grand
and that's it.
Rapids or the city council, let me know, will you? Because the
Okay.
mayor and the town chairman of Grand Rapids.
Okay, new business, nothing that I have, anybody have any new business? Correspondence received, nothing for public works. Agenda items for next meeting, anything that anybody has at this time? I
A
have,
lot of times in the past, this meeting, the next public works meeting gets next.
yeah,
Delayed because it's gonna be close with the board meeting moving up and December, it's kind of back to back, so you guys make that decision.
right, if anybody has anything, if they wanna email me or call me and let me know. Otherwise, we'll make a determination if we'll have a meeting in November. Okay, with that, hearing nothing else,
When are we gonna meet next?
we will meet next.
It's up in the air right now, right?
Yeah, it's up in the air.
Maybe
But I'll have more-
we can set a date for the early December, and if we don't have it, then it's easy to get rid of it, if that's what you like to do.
So nothing in November, you're saying?
Not unless you have anything that comes up, I guess, is what I'm thinking.
So it'd be like the 16th of November, really. But
Well, we can say November 16th, if something comes
yeah,
up,
that's a Thursday, unless you wanna go back to Wednesday or whatever.
Thursday's fine.
Is there any chance we could, since we do parks? And we have 2 members on that, we're doing that at 5 o'clock, I believe we move that.
Wednesday would be fine. Thursday's uncommitted.
You wanna
We
move
can do
your,
it
you
Wednesdays.
moved your parks meeting to 5 for trustee
Jim.
Moore, you wanna go to 4 o'clock for this? Public Works 4 o'clock before the parks meeting or 4:30?
I don't care.
I would say
Yeah.
4:30,
4:30.
so we have to sit around
because
45 minutes. with
Generally even, you know, if we got a few bigger items on it, it ain't gonna take.
Then it just goes over.
That would be on November 15th then, right, the Wednesday?
Yeah,
Let's tentatively set it up for November 15th, 4:30. And that way,
did I
if you
make,
guys already have another
did I
meeting,
set a meeting last night?
Mhm,
5 o'clock on the 16th, or that same date.
15.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Okay,
okay,
so you're gonna go at what time?
November 15th at 4:30. Okay, with no objections, I will adjourn the meeting at 20 after 4. Okay, meeting adjourned. I just hit end
Nope, you go to more
and then.
and then stop over.